What's going on, friends? It's Colin. And yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, I think, since I posted a video, since I got back from tour. And I took a little bit of time just to myself to decompress. Not because a 2 week tour was so grueling, but because from the end of my previous career, which had spanned 20 years, I basically went right to a music conference and then out on tour. So I didn't have any downtime. And yeah, so I took a little bit, and I'll probably take a little bit more, um, spaced in around my gigs for the remainder of the year. And speaking of gigs, I have a couple that are happening this weekend that I'm really looking forward to. And if you're in the Fredericton area, I hope that you'll consider coming to check them out. So first up is tomorrow night, and that's November 30th. And I am part of a Tom Waits tribute show. Um, and I think that my crew were actually closing off the night. So we're going to do about 5 tunes at the end of the second set. And that is a fundraiser show. And proceeds will go partially to the Living Roots Music Festival, which is a great festival. And it brings original artists from all over the country into Fredericton to play. And I've been a part of it for 3 years now. And I can't wait to be a part of it again this year. And the other half of the fundraising is going to benefit music in schools, which is something that I feel very passionately about. And, it's a cause that I try and help out as often as possible. So, one of the things that kind of happens when you get out there in the music community is that people will reach out to you to help out with their charity events and that sort of thing. And I've always tried to be giving of my time, but where I've now switched over to music as my full-time profession, unfortunately, I can't do all the things for free. But I do have a couple of causes that I'll always continue to support. One of them is obviously music in schools. Another is the Canadian Cancer Society. I'm sure there will be others, but those are two that I have been supporting in the past and will continue to do so. And I'm off on a tangent. And then Saturday night, which is December the 1st, my band, Art of the Possible, is playing with our good friends Morahubu. And we actually share a guitar player with Morahubu. They had him first, but we managed to, do some diplomatic relations with that band, and now Mr. Steve Hubbard plays with us whenever possible. So, anyway, we are playing Saturday night, December the 1st, and both of those shows are at Grimross Brewing Company. Both of them have an 8 p.m. start. So I really hope to see some of you guys out there. As far as videos, I've had a little bit of bad luck here with hardware. So 2 days ago, the graphics card on my PC that I have at home, which used to be my gaming rig, but has since become like a music production and video editing rig. The graphics card, which was an AMD 6950, I think, fairly old, it died. Anyway, so I did borrow an even older PCIe graphics card to try and get that back up and running. I can run on onboard graphics, but that's not particularly useful. That being said, I had just purchased a new laptop that I was using to do video editing, which is great. And so I was going to just set up the old gaming PC as a file server so I can dump footage and use the laptop. And I have that all integrated now with my audio interface and my production studio, dual monitor setup, and all that good stuff. But I needed more USB ports. So I had a USB hub. I hooked it up and I plugged a couple of peripherals into it, and they weren't working. And so I was thinking, okay, well, it's not working through the hub. What appears to have happened is that old USB hub, I don't know if it power surged or what, and it's not something that I want to test in more detail, but it destroyed, it seems, a mechanical keyboard of mine that I hooked into it, and it bricked my GoPro. So, that kind of sucks. I'm currently recording this vlog on my phone, and now my phone is the only functioning camera I have. So that sucks. If any of you have an old GoPro session or anything like that kicking around, and you would like to cut me a deal, let me know. I am saving up for a DSLR camera, but I'd like to have an action camera as well that is compatible with all the shit that I've purchased for my GoPro. Anyway, I see that the price of those sessions, which is a good camera for what I need, I see that that's gone down. So I'll be back up and running with some kind of a camera here very soon. But with just the phone, The setback on that is that the USB port on my phone is shitty, and so it will not connect to a PC to transfer the footage. My workaround is to take the case off and pop I do have an SD card in it, and I can pop that out. So these are hindering my workflow a little bit, but where I'm currently on kind of 2 weeks of downtime, I'm not stressed about it. I will get back up and running sooner than later, but that's kind of where we're at. And so downtime explains the first week and a bit of no videos. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a few technical issues that I'm working through. So I'll continue to shoot some footage here on my phone, but I will not be as regular with the video content, probably realistically until the new year. I'm going to take some time and just focus on my family, play my shows, and then really business starts in full swing in the new year. So I'm really looking forward to 2019. It'll be my first year as a full-time musician, and I have lots of great plans that are coming together. I've been back in the studio. I think one of the last things that I filmed on my GoPro before it met its unfortunate demise, so it would seem. I'll have someone look at it to see if it's something that can be salvaged. But yeah, I did take a little bit of footage from the studio, back recording another EP that, again, will feed a full album. And over the next few weeks, we'll be finishing that EP up to get it out before Christmas, hopefully, and working on the next one, which will drop in January. So I do want to say a huge thank you to a couple of organizations. First, to CHSR FM, and very specifically to Erin Bond, who is the station manager at CHSR. She was responsible for helping me send my music all across the country to independent and community radio stations, campus and community radio stations. And since then, I've been charting nationally on the blues, roots, and folk charts. And I think that my EP Harmony has now ascended to number 5 on the national blues, roots, and folk chart. And it's been sitting at number 1. I think I held the top spot down for 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I relinquished it for a week. A great new EP from my good friends in The Tortoise, the Hare, the Millionaire kicked me out of the top spot. But I made a comeback, and I'm number 1 again this week, baby. So, and that's really because of the wonderful hard work and support of not just Aaron, but everyone at CHSR, all the show hosts that have been supporting local original music forever. And I really appreciate everything they do. So it is the time of the season. It's a time for giving. And I know that I've gone on about some of my technical woes, but I'll get those sorted out. If you are looking for a music-related or artistically related cause to give some bucks to, that's not the same as charity. Like I still work with charities and give to charity, but if there's any spare cash kicking around, I like to support patrons of the arts and whatnot. So yeah, I'll put a link to CHSR's Patreon campaign, which is great. I've been a Patreon supporter of CHSR for a while now, and sorry for the notifications. I didn't mute the things before I started shooting the video. Anyway, I signed up to the level where it's like a CD of the month club, and I get like a hand-picked CD every month that is to my interests. And, you know, I've loved an awful lot of them. You know, I found some new artists to me that I really dig, and, you know, some new music from artists that I already knew that I really appreciate having my hands on. So, yeah, support, if it's not CHSR, then support your local campus and community radio stations. They're the ones that'll play the artists that are in your hometown with, without it being kind of a pay-to-play model. And that is where a lot of good music happens that a lot of people don't see, unfortunately, and don't hear. I guess if you're seeing the music, then that's a gift. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm kind of rambling, and I do apologize for that. I will get back to, guitar footage and, continue songwriting and all that real soon. I just got to sort out my camera issues, and we'll be back up and running ASAP. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope to see some of you out at the shows this coming weekend. Love you all. We'll talk soon. Cheers.
this life that are certain. Our taxes